So 410, Alaric sacks Rome. He's not a king, he's a war chief. A war chief with 500 men. He doesn't want to destroy Rome. He wants to become Rome. He wants to be the king of the Visigoths, because the Visigoths did not have a king, and the best way to become a king was to sack Rome, just like Attila used to be the greatest king of the Huns. Alaric also wanted to be the same kind of king. And then a Roman general makes a deal. I'll give you a place, Aquitania. Aquitania, I used to think that it means the land of the eagle, but in fact it means the place of the Aquitani, which is a tribe, and the Roman general gave them that area because it was a Celtic area. So they went to Toulouse, and Toulouse, T-O-L, it means a hill. So they got a hill fort in the French area of Toulouse. And then the Franks came. The Franks were a tribe living in France, and they went there, and sadly they destroyed the king that was at the moment. They took the treasury, and they took Toulouse. So the Goths, the Visigoths, they had to go south. And to do going south, it meant to crossing the Pyrenees. The Pyrenees is like a yoke of a walk, because it's like a Sunday walk. Crossing the Pyrenees is not like crossing the Altai mountains. It's a very easy walk, but works as a frontier barrier in between Spain and France. And Spain is poor compared to France. Spain is dry, and the Romans already sacked the most visible gold. They already took it. So Spain is like a consolation prize for the Visigoths. And it takes them 80 years to build their own capital, which was Toledo. Toledo also is a hill fort from the Celtic people. So Toledo is T-O-L, is a fort, a hill fort. Sadly, the Visigoths, they had the same school of the Huns, of drinking, of debauchery, and kings killing kings, families fighting each other, and never have a sense of stability in the kingdom. So when the Muslim came in 711, in the Battle of Guadalete, it was only one battle that obliterated the Visigoth army, and then the Muslim had free entry into the Iberian Peninsula. And only a small part of Visigoths survived near the Picos of Europe that never fell. The highest points, they never fell. The Visigoths went into the what it could be the Basque area, and that's where they survived. Oh, and in 589, the king Recared in Toledo converts to the Catholic Church in the Third Council of Toledo. And that's how the Visigoths, they did not incorporate the church into the state, but actually they are the first one to make the church the state. The highest priest of Toledo, they were the kings of Spain. So the Visigoths, they were the first ones to make the Catholic Church the same as the government. It was not a part of the government, but it was the government. That's why I believe that all Christ images in Latin America, they look like Visigoth, because before everybody used to paint Christ as an Apollo, a young man with no beard and full of strength. And then after the Visigoths, Christ was started being painted in the looks of a Visigoth king, because they wanted to show that they were the kings. That's the reason for which we have most Christ in Latin America looking like a Visigoth. So after the Muslims, they already had control in the Iberian Peninsula, almost at the end of their rulership. Then in a small part of Spain, a new Alaric appears, El Cid. Rodrigo Diaz de Vivar, he is the Spanish hero that saved the Catholic Spanish from Muslim Spanish Iberia. He started taking Valencia. He had 500 men, and he started charging for protection like a normal mafia group, like a normal paramilitary group. That's how everybody started. I even believe that that's how Attila started. All great people start with a band of 500 men, and they start charging protection money to the towns and cities around until the El Cid already took Valencia, and that was when he started pushing the Muslim out. So it took them 400 years, but slowly they pushed them out, and in 492 Granada falls. That was the end of the Muslim story in Spain at the moment. And that's the time when the kings from Toledo send ships to America. And who goes on those ships? Hidalgos, hijos de algo. Hijo de algo. Hidalgo. They are sons of gods. Hijo da God. Hidalgo means hijo de God. So the leaders that went into America, they were descendants of the gods. With their 500 men, they took empires in America, just like Alaric and just like the Cid, Cortés, Pizarro. They were from Visigoth heritage. Alaric did sack Rome to be king, and then they moved evicted from Toulouse to Toledo. Toledo happens the same, falls, survives in the north, the Cid pushes, and Granada ends. And then they move towards America. That's the cycle of geopolitics. First domino fell in the Tarim Basin, and then 1500 years after, we are in the area where the people started moving towards America and to bring down those empires. But that's for next episode. I hope that you understood something. I hope that I'm being clear. And if not, I will continue making explanation and fixing things. But this is the main core of the thesis. This is Illuminating Future. And remember, this is how the show is. Bye.